Remember those magical days spent playing Nintendo games as a kid? Those epic adventures with Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, and Donkey Kong that captured your imagination and made you fall in love with gaming? It's hard to imagine a life without Nintendo, right? Well, brace yourself, because Nintendo's future is looking increasingly uncertain. In today's hyper-competitive gaming landscape, Nintendo appears to be losing its foothold. In fact, as the company struggles to keep up, many are left wondering, are we about to witness the end of an era? Or can Nintendo reinvent itself and keep the magic alive? So, what's the problem? Why the concern? Well, Nintendo as a company hasn't been doing that well recently. In the past 2 years, Nintendo's stock price has fallen by 25%, and that shows no signs of slowing. Investors and analysts alike appear to be losing confidence in the company. Why the slump? Well, get this. They're in a pretty precarious position. You see, 95% of Nintendo's revenue comes from a single product, the Switch. 95%. That's a lot of eggs in one basket, especially in an industry as volatile and rapidly evolving as the gaming industry. But what's alarming about this is that demand for the Switch is falling drastically. When it was first released back in 2017, the Switch was groundbreaking, and the idea behind it was absolutely genius. Nintendo was successfully able to combine living room gaming with a handheld console in a single piece of hardware. And the innovative nature of the console proved to be incredibly successful, to date selling 122 million units across the world. But since hitting highs during the 2020 lockdown, sales have been declining sharply, indicating that the Switch is now past its peak. Gamers aren't interested in it like they once were. It's old news, and that's where the problem lies. And yes, that's a big problem when 95% of your revenue comes from that one product. You see, this slowdown in sales seems to be sharper than Nintendo expected. In the most recent data available, for the fiscal year ending March 2023, we can see that the company missed its sales targets by over 1 million units. These plummeting figures, combined with the fact that the Nintendo Switch is seriously outdated in today's gaming atmosphere, is leading everyone to ask the same question: where is the next Switch? When will Nintendo be releasing their next console? Well, Nintendo has been alarmingly evasive in answering this question. The company's president, Shintaro Furukawa, has repeatedly deflected questions about the Switch's successor, and Doug Bowser, the head of Nintendo USA, yes, that's his real name, had this to say when asked about the Nintendo Switch 2. As we enter the 7th year for the Nintendo Switch, sales are still strong, so nothing to announce on any future console or device, but we are still feeling bullish about Nintendo Switch. Bullish? Wow. Sales are falling, but Nintendo still believes that demand for the Switch will rise. In fact, they're so confident that this will be the case that they've publicly announced they're planning to boost the production of the Switch in 2023 to meet this rise in expected demand. All of which indicates that Nintendo won't be revealing a new console anytime soon. But that seems like a big gamble to take, doesn't it? If Nintendo is wrong about its demand forecast, if the demand for the Switch keeps falling at the rate it currently is, Nintendo's revenue and its position as a leader in the industry will continue to decline. Keep in mind, with the Switch accounting for so much of the company's turnover, and with Nintendo's stock price historically correlated to console sales, any further delay is likely to mean investor confidence and share price will fall even further. This is precisely why the absence of a successor could prove to be so costly for Nintendo. If the company doesn't act fast, Nintendo might find itself well behind the pack, forever. But before we start writing Nintendo's obituary, it's worth noting that the company has faced adversity before and managed to adapt. In fact, if you look at Nintendo's history, you'll find that navigating through turbulence has been a part of the company's DNA right from the very beginning. You see, Nintendo wasn't always in the gaming industry. The company actually started as a Japanese hand-painted playing card company. However, when their playing cards fell out of fashion, the company got hit hard, almost going out of business. In an act of desperation, the company tried its luck by entering several different markets at once. Nintendo introduced its own brand of instant rice, a taxi service, a toy beam gun, and even its own chain of love hotels. Talk about throwing things at a wall to see what sticks. Finally, in 1977, Nintendo, in a joint effort with Mitsubishi, revealed its first console called the Color TV Game 6, and it's been producing gaming consoles ever since. So, while it's true that Nintendo has a history of weathering storms, the one crucial difference this time around seems to be the lengthening gap between console releases. You see, in the past, Nintendo took about 2 to 3 years to release a new console. But now that gap has increased significantly. There was an unprecedented 5-year gap between the Switch and its predecessor, the Wii U, and now, with over 6 years passed since the release of the Switch, it seems that Nintendo is going to wait even longer before its next release. A risky move at a time when customers and investors alike are eagerly waiting for their next big hit. So, what does the future hold for Nintendo? Can it once again rise from the ashes and deliver a new, groundbreaking console to captivate audiences and revive its fortunes? One thing is for sure, if any company knows how to pivot, adjust to change, and surprise the world, it's probably Nintendo. So what do you think lies ahead for the gaming giant? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more business investigations.